Hello friends, and welcome to another spring vlog. The weather has taken a turn and it is decidedly not spring vibes at the moment, so I feel like I need to redouble my efforts to romanticize the season. I've been going good at ticking some things off my bucket list, but I still have a fair few things left to go that I want to just create that sort of spring atmosphere. So over the next couple of days I'm going to be working on that and taking you guys along with me. So grab yourself a cuppa and let's get into the video.
Startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now there's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the...
As you saw, I have been loving going to the library lately, and my library has a seed borrowing sort of a system, and periodically as I've been going there, I've been checking what fresh seeds they've got and grabbing some with the intention that at some point in time I will have an actual backyard and will be able to create the veggie patch of my dreams. Now, I picked up 2 lots from mum and dad's that they just had left over. There's the tiny tom tomato and then also some coriander, but the rest of these are all from the library. So I grabbed a few different flowers as well, because I'd love to have some sort of cut flower little section, because I love having fresh flowers in my house, but obviously it's costly to buy them from the supermarket every week. So I grabbed some cosmos and then 2 lots of marigolds. Love a marigold, and they're pretty easy to grow. I do have not necessarily the greenest of thumbs. 2 lots of giant sunflowers. I love sunflowers and I'm hoping that I can get those happening. This is calendula. I know that Robin also has calendula, and I'm pretty sure she uses it for like Christmas baubles decor, but maybe even to make balm. So I would love to be able to at some point grow and harvest calendula to make some balm as well. And then I've got 2 lots of tomatoes. I've got yellow cherry tomatoes and then yellow tomato tomatoes. So as I go to the library over the next couple of months, I will just continue to see what fresh seeds they've got and add to my collection. And then also for Christmas, I put on my family's Christmas wish list that I would like some veggie seeds, particularly things like lettuce, rocket, tomatoes, just stuff that's going to be hopefully things that are going to be a little bit more easy to grow, but also things that I would use on a weekly basis so that I can grow it instead of going to the supermarket. This is like my dream in life, to have that backyard veggie patch that I can just go out and harvest my own fruits and veggies from and be able to cook with them. I have been wanting to tick buy some tulips off my spring bucket list, but for whatever reason, I just cannot seem to find any. But I did spy this lovely bouquet in Aldi on the weekend. It's the first time I've seen sunflowers come out in the bouquets, and I decided that that would be a perfect spring touch to my house. Adds a lovely pop of color. And then I also had on my bucket list dry some florals, and I love getting bouquets that have the eucalyptus in them because I typically do, as you can see from up there, like to dry the eucalyptus and keep that for later. So I can enjoy this bouquet now, and then I can also enjoy some bits and pieces of it later on as well. Let's have an updated chat on Secretly Yours while I get myself ready for the day. I did sort of do a review of that book in my October reset routine, but at that point in time I had not finished it, and I just finished it off last night. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update in terms of my thoughts. I'm pretty sure I rated it as a 3.5, and I'm going to stick to my rating, and here is why. One of the things that I mentioned was I felt like there wasn't much spice in the book, which I typically do like for a romance. Now, the spice factor definitely did pick up, but it picked up in terms of only like sexual tension, which is what probably a lot of people think of when they think of spice. But for me, spice also means having stakes, being a bit plot driven, having something interesting going on that makes it more than just a love story. Maybe there's some sort of tension or reason why they can't be together or whatnot. And I guess in some ways that did exist in this storyline, but I feel like it wasn't super effective. And the main reason for that is, even though it was your grumpy and sunshine type trope, I just feel like the two characters as a romantic item just didn't really sit well with me. I just felt like they were way too different, and I couldn't really see them having some sort of relationship together. And I honestly felt like the male love interest seemed to really only desire the female protagonist from a heavily sexual standpoint. So that was just like weird and kind of cringy for me. I didn't like the fact that it was set in Napa. I feel like obviously Napa is just like a beautiful location and setting, but just for me personally, I don't feel like it gives the vibes that I'm looking for in a romance novel. I don't like the fact that it was written from a third person narrator. I really do prefer first person perspective because it really just invites you into the character's psyche a little bit more and allows you to have that deeper connection with them. And it does deviate between those sort of character perspectives, if you will. So you're never really like too connected to one person. The main sort of premise or plot line of the book, if you will, is this idea that Hallie is leaving secret admirer letters for Julian to find, whilst also engaging in like real life conversation and like connections with him as well. And I just didn't really like that. I feel like the secret admirer letters could be good if they were like deep and meaningful, and maybe it was like a historical romance type vibes, but I just felt like the way that they were written was super juvenile, and it just did not bode well for characters that I'm assuming are probably late 20s. It just seemed rather high school, to be honest. So I'm doing a lot of complaining about this book. Was there actually anything that I liked? I really did like the main character. I thought that she was a very fun, happy-go-lucky, free-spirited kind of girl, and definitely someone that you can like easily vibe with and want to root for sure. And I also liked the fact that she was a gardener, and I feel like because of that it was a great choice as a spring read, but I'm probably not going to read it again. The cover is obviously very aesthetic and very appropriate for spring vibes, and it's like some beautiful flat lays, but I feel like maybe I need to just take a break from the romance for a while and just have a little try of something different. It has been a long while since I've indulged in a bit of a fantasy read, so maybe I just need to suspend my typical genre of reading for a moment and have a go at some fantasy and see if that can re-enliven my love of reading, if you will, because I found particularly towards the end, I'm literally just skimming things and mostly just paying attention to the dialogue so that I can get the gist of what's going on. And for me, that is not a marker of a book that I am super interested in reading. Last night was our first time going to the Baril farmers markets, and even though they were quite small, we had such a great evening. Today we are hitting up another farmers market for the first time. We're going to Milton, and I feel like it's going to be quite packed. It is an absolute glorious Saturday, but I'm keen to see what they have in store and just soak up this lovely spring weather.
What you're made for, and there's nothing that is too late for. Out of the cold into my warm hand, in the sun, it's already begun.
I've been having trouble finding exactly what I'm looking for in terms of artwork for Hunter's Room, and everything that I do find is so expensive. So I actually got on Pinterest and printed off a heap of different artwork that I'm going to put in these photo frames just to create a little bit of a gallery wall. And I got a couple of frames that are different sizes. I've realized I didn't get enough, so I'm gonna have to go back and get some more. And I like that these ones have a little bit of texture around them as well to add in a bit of contrast. I wasn't sure if I should get the natural wood or the black, since we do have black fixtures, but I figured that the natural wood would go with other rooms in the house if I wanted to move any of these frames and use them elsewhere. And then all of our other frames that we have around are these wood ones anyway, so it just has that a little bit consistency going on. But I'm going to chop some of these up and start putting them in and see how many more frames I need. I am absolutely loving how this is looking so far. I do need to get one more of this size and one more of this size so that I can put both that one and that one in. And I originally printed this smaller one of the fish, and I'm like, oh, that's not big enough, I'll print this one. But actually the smaller one fits perfectly in this picture frame, so I'm going to use that instead. And then I was thinking for this other small picture frame, maybe I could do a black and white family photo. I feel like that would be cool just to add like a different element to the gallery wall. And then these three ones here I thought would be good either for in this room or maybe even in the spare bedroom. With these ones I wanted to tap into a little bit more coastal grandmother aesthetic, and then for the ones for Hunter's Room I was trying to meet the kind of East Coast yacht club type vibes, and I feel like I am hitting it on both fronts. My spring bucket list has been largely quite successful. I'm going to also cross off there visit a farm. It wasn't necessarily a farm, but we did go to Milk House and they have a massive veggie garden and also different animals there as well. So it's as farm-like as I have the opportunity to visit without going to someone's private property, which I don't know anyone who owns a farm, so that would be kind of hard. I have yet to buy some tulips. I'll still be on the hunt for those just in case they come out, but I feel like I only ever really see them around Mother's Day. Even though we have gone through like tulip time and Floriade recently, I'm not sure why they're available in gardens, but not at supermarkets, so whatever. Dry flowers, well, I've got some eucalyptus out there that I will be drying once that is sort of done in its like flowering vase situation, so that will still be happening. Plant a garden, I feel like, was just a little bit aspirational of me at the moment because we know what's going on with my yard situation. Host a tea party. I haven't done that and I feel like I need to. I don't really have anyone that I could invite over for a tea party other than like my family, but maybe I could do it with Mum and Shale perhaps, and we could like each bring some sort of, you know, nice little dessert slice or snack or something and make tea and coffee and make a little day of it. We'll see how that one goes. Go for a night walk. We are in daylight savings now, and well, the weather has been quite inclement. It's been off and on between like beautiful sunny days and like cold windy days, but if I could find myself like a nice sunny evening after Hunter goes to sleep, I feel like we can still get that one ticked off. And other than that, I've got everything else off the list done. And then I also made my own list where I added some extra things, and I have done all of those as well. Family day trip, laptop background, spring photo shoot, picnic, walk amongst the flowers, read a gardening book, a spring film, write a poem, and buy new plants or flowers. I didn't actually, no, I bought a plant for in this room. Yes, tick that off, excellent. I'm also continuing on with my spring movies to watch. I did watch Hope Springs. I have seen a lot of these previously, but obviously just to create the vibes, I wanted to go back and rewatch some of them. But I may pick another one to rewatch sort of in the next couple of nights. Perhaps You've Got Mail because it's been a while, or Safe Haven. I haven't seen Pretty in Pink. I feel like that's a classic that I probably need to watch. So maybe I can see if that's online somewhere. And I'm not going so good on the spring books because I've obviously got ones on my TBR that I need to get through, but I am reading the first in the Emily Wilds collection, which you guys just saw. So I'm not going to cross that off yet because it's not done, but at the very least I am starting to borrow some of these from the library and read them. And there are a few of these on this list that I have seen at the library, so I know I have access to them if I want to put them on my November TBR or just read later on. Even if they're not a spring read, they can just be, you know, maybe part of the summer list, we'll see. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me over the last couple of days. I hope this video gave you some much needed spring vibes and inspiration. If you like it, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe down below. I upload new ones every single week. With that being said, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.